Alright, you guys, another day in the shop, working on the Wrangler.
Let's go. Time to grind, get inside your mind. Yeah, we working overtime, that's the only way to climb. We gon' make it in our prime, signing on the dotted line, cashing checks left and right, that's the way I'm living life. I feel alive when I got a goal in sight. Chip away, I gotta fight, ain't nobody else in sight.
Still got a lot of work to do, still a lot happening, but let's go ahead and clean off some of this table, and then we'll come back, and I'm gonna have to pick up some supplies. I'll show you what I get, but let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so it's time to go over all the supplies and everything. I got a nice clean spot here on the workbench. Harbor Freight, of course, was having a sale. Or not a sale, but they were giving away a bucket free if you spent enough, and I obviously spend way too much at Harbor Freight. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Went a couple different places actually. Walmart got Kleenexes because we're still getting over that cold. The rest of this is Harbor Freight. Computer, we're gonna need that here in a little bit. Harbor Freight buy, Post-it notes. Those weren't Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight. Advanced Auto, actually, is where that came from. And Tractor Supply, some bolts. If you've never been to Tractor Supply to buy bolts, I highly suggest it. They do it by weight. Honestly, it's been the best place for me to go get bolts at. So I suggest Tractor Supply. Let's see, what did we get? Oh, actually, this is from the other day. This isn't for this project. This is just for general shop stuff. We just have air hose disconnects and tool disconnects and stuff like that. So we'll put that over here in toolbox. Again, this isn't for this project. They're having the sale on the hex adapters to go on the hex impact. So they were like $2 something a piece. So I got 2 sets. Always losing these, so this works perfect. That also goes toolbox. More of these gloves, because these things are amazing. I always have to have some of these. They're actually, oh, get an email. They're so expensive now. It's $11 for a box of this. Apparently, I need to make sure next time that they're on sale, I'm going to be going to get them because they're like $4 on sale. It's crazy. But this will be the last one I buy at full price. What else did I get? Harbor Freight. This is the last thing, just some more connectors. Because I'm going through connectors like crazy on this thing. Getting everything wired up just right, the way it should be, no issues. Yeah, making it all nice and neat. You're always supposed to do stuff to the best of your ability. And I definitely like to try on stuff that's not mine. I go overboard, really, on making sure it's perfect. But this is going to be perfect. It's going to be perfect. This was a trip to Walmart first. Got some electrical tape, just some standard electrical tape, and some automotive grade electrical tape. So plenty of electrical tape. That's just to help take the connections a little bit, make sure nothing grounds out. It's not holding wires together because of course everything's getting soldered, connections and all that. So no electrical tape. It's only for protection of the connections. More of the slide connectors. Cheaper at Harbor Freight, but you can't buy specific, so I had to buy specific here at Walmart. They're expensive, so it's almost cheaper just to keep buying these, to be honest. Solder from Walmart. And this thing is really cool. Let me bring this closer to you. So this can actually go by a couple different names and a couple different things. I've always known them as what's called a fuse tap, but this is called a ADA circuit. So all this is this plugs into your fuse box, and then you have your normal fuse, of course, right there for what it's supposed to be fused normally, and then on the side here you have your wire coming out. So basically it's to allow you to, let me get a light on in here, falling over, hitting stuff. So basically when you're in here in your fuse panel, as you can see, we've got wires. This is all over the place, but so in your fuse box here, this one was just here temporarily. I actually took the old wire out. Let me find that really quick and show you what that looked like. I might have thrown it. No, here it is. So this is what they originally had in there. I don't think it was my friend. I think it was actually probably the previous owners. But they had this big old thing just sandwiched in here where this one is. So when you open up your fuse panel, actually I'm just gonna take this off. We don't need that on here right now. As you can see, they had it like this, which this one is one I just stuck in here temporarily. Now let's get that out here. There we go. This one I just had in there temporarily. We're gonna put that in there. But all that is it basically just allows us to get power straight from this fuse box. Let me go ahead and get that tap fuse and I'll show you what we're gonna do. And there I go, calling it a tap fuse again, but it's actually add a circuit. It's known by many different things. If you Google either one, it's gonna come up for you. Like that. There we go. So this is 16 gauge, it looks like solid wire. So we're gonna take our fuse here, we're gonna add it into here, and then that fuse will just plug right back in, but other direction. So what that does, as you can see, it allows us to get as close as professionally as possible, not all gommed up and all that nonsense. So this allows us to just bring this right out of the box here and still keep a really nice looking thing here, and it's actually going to help protect. It's also going to help the connection down here, not wallowing it out and making it terrible and eating it all up. So yeah, so that'll just attach in like so, and that'll give us our power out. Really all this is just pulling out our ACC line voltage. So all this is doing is just telling your different connections and stuff to turn on. So say our fuse box here that we're working on, we've got a lot of glare going on here. That's strange. Anyway, our fuse box connection here. So this right here hooks up to the battery, and then this is what's called an ACC line. So all this is just pulling a small 12 volt signal, no amperage basically whatsoever. Basically just flips a circuit inside the box to tell it to pull power from the battery. And that can be for anything really, not just this. It's anything throughout the Jeep. That's why you have these different circuits in here for the ACC lines and stuff like that. Basically your radios, your internal lights, things like that. It tells it to turn on your dashboard lights, stuff like that. But most of that is hard to get to, and I've looked at a couple wiring diagrams and stuff like that, and I can't find one in the engine bay. It's all inside. In the cab is where all that is. While I could get in there and pull it from in there, I don't want to keep running a whole bunch of cables back and forth from the cab inside the engine bay, because this isn't mine, so I want to make sure we do it right. While that way probably is the most correct way, this way right here is going to be the best in the long run, because it's going to be easier for him to troubleshoot it if he runs into problems later on. You're not going to need somebody with a degree in automotive wiring to be able to come in here and figure out what I've done. But this way, you know, everything's right here, tripping over cables. So you know if you're not getting your switch panel isn't turning on, everything like that, it's going to be two connections. It's going to be straight to the battery. This cable here, which attaches straight to the battery, or your ACC line, which attaches right here into the fuse box. So super simple. It's right here. Easy troubleshooting. That's why we want it. So that's the route we're going to go for now. If you want some more permanent solution, we'll pull it back into the shop here and we'll wire it up that way. But we'll start with this way and see how he likes it. Yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm just going to do some more wiring here. More stuff there. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's go. All right, guys. I've been working a little bit here on this Jeep, and I've been doing a lot of electrical work. I'm about ready to put the headlight back in. I remembered right before, or when I started attaching it all here, that the pegs, as you can see, like over here on this one, like these pegs here, were actually rusted off on this side. So it was all hooked up with zip ties and everything. And I don't want to put zip ties back. I want to make sure it's done right. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to fix these bevels. This one's actually missing one, I think, yeah, right here. But you can see how they're attached. So it's just a spot weld directly in the center. And that's how it's attached all the way around, all these different ones. Well, this one only had one. This one here. So we're going to reattach some here. So I got this one here. You can see where I tacked this side once. But let's go ahead and add some more tacks in and get this to where it's perfect. So we're gonna keep going. Of course, I get friends going in the background here on the TV, but let's go for it. We're gonna go super easy with this because this is super thin metal. And I do not want to burn through this because I don't have enough time to order replacements online. So we're going super, super easy right now. Okay, I don't need this here anymore. This was holding it up. All right, we're gonna clean this up here. Maybe you might be able to see that. It looks terrible, but it's on, so let's clean it up, get all this burn marks away. It's attached, that's the main thing. It's gonna hold the light in now. All right, you guys, got some news. So we are now completely in on this side. It's been a long time coming. Gosh, I felt like we've been doing this forever. But this is in, tabs are on, this is secure, this is nice. You can get to the adjustments to adjust how you want it. That is perfect. I feel like I need to pause the TV. We're gonna let it go. So that's in, all that's in. The halos are wired in as well. Everything comes out of this. You have, of course, your turn signal here. And then out of that as well, you have the inline resistor for the turn signal. And so those just come out, attach into these nice connectors here, and then go into the resistor and back out. How to rework all of that? There's not original. The only original part that came in that package is the resistor itself. Everything's been taken off, unsoldered, redone. But yeah, so this is nice. If you ever go back to regular bulbs, you can just unplug that resistor and you are golden. Just put a little tape on there, just make sure nothing gets inside, which these connectors are protected anyway, as you can see. So you can just do a little cap on that or whatever, and you know nothing's gonna get in it. But that way you don't have to worry about anything grounding out. It's perfect. It's ready to go. It's golden. Let's go ahead and do the other side. I'm gonna switch out the battery on this camera, and we'll do a time lapse of this other side. Hopefully it should go a little bit quicker. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, you guys, so that's done. That took a little bit, but we're all good now over here. Just like the other side, we got the headlight in, of course, up here. It's good to go. We have our turn signal, and then we have our mess of wiring now. If you ask me, it looks really good. So you have the two coming out, goes up to the halos. So I sadly forgot I had actual wire until just a little bit ago. So that's why you got different colors going on here. I was pulling out the scrap bin, but I actually ended up finding my rolls of wire. So it's too far gone to go back in and try to replace it all. But everything's in now. There's the resistor. That's in. It connects to the LED turn signal here. The LED or the housing. It's normally just a bulb, but this one's a LED. Wires come off. Of course, protected because one of these is power, one's ground. Honestly, probably didn't even have to do it this way. I probably could have got away without having to wire this up to the ground for the bulb and just wire to the frame. But I wanted it to be on that same connection or circuit, so that's why it's like that. But anyway, so that's it for the wiring in the front. We are done. Praise the Lord. That took forever. Man, but we're good to go. Yeah, on to the next thing. Let's go for it. All right, you guys. Yeah, I've been going hard at this here with the undercarriage lighting or the rock lights. So pretty much have it all wired up. This runs to the back. Runs the two back ones on either side. It just runs down the panel here, around the frame rail, up into there, and it shoots over into the other side. I'm not for sure where he got these from, but these are just simple LED ones you can change around. I've got some wire I gotta tidy up here, as you can see. Back here you can see where it all ties in. So you have the two rock light wires. So one runs up here and the other runs across the cross member in the rear here, shoots over to the other side. So everything's tested, everything's working now. So this is actually ready to be heat shrinked. And then that's going to completely sandwich this in and protect it. I wanted to make sure we did this right, do this so it'll last, and this is the way we did that. So the connections turned out great. And so we should be good to compress that in with some heat. And then this other side is actually very similar. Basically like the front. There's nothing fancy, it's just the rock light. And then it just runs over to the side here. But I think I'm about to call it quits. This camera's on 2%, so I'm gonna call it quits here. Alright you guys, so that's it for this video. So I've been going to town quite a bit on this, and as you can see we've got a lot done, but calling it quits here. So stick around for the next video as we finish this up, and then we can move on to the next project. So yeah, until then, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you like these videos, hit that like and subscribe button, as well as that bell icon, so that way you can get notified each time a new video is posted. But until next time, y'all have a good one. God bless.